Hello there, welcome back to Jennie Designs with Paper and Christmas on the 25th, where I get my Christmas cards ready and bring you along for the ride. So get comfy and let's get crafty. A couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys this bundle from Waffle Flower. It is a Postage Collage set. It has a die, has three stencil sets, a coloring stencil set, an everyday stencil set, and the Christmas stencil set, along with this postage stamp set that has different amount of postage and cancellation marks and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be a very sped up video because there's lots of ink blending, lots of trimming and cutting and layering, and lots of repeat. But I wanted to leave it all in because it's kind of like magic. So I started with this is the Christmas stencil set, and there are 3 stencils in the Christmas set, I think. One thing I did not do properly is I did not put the lightest color of green and the lightest color of red. So when I went to add the second layer, well, it wasn't, it was a little hard to go over the top of it. But I came up with a way to fix it, which you will see in a minute. But this makes 6 little postage stamp size images. And I am going to use some pattern paper and make 6 Christmas cards. I know that last time I used this bundle, I kept the little stamp pieces together and just made 2 cards, but this time I'm going to cut it all apart and make a bunch of Christmas cards because that's what I need, a bunch of Christmas cards. One thing I'm doing is using the same colors on all 6 images, like the same colors of green, same colors of red, and it kind of creates a cohesive look. So you could make this a set of cards, or if you decided not to cut apart the little stamps, then they still all coordinate together. In order to make sure that you could see the lighter things that on the darker ink, because I was not thinking clearly, I pulled out my white pigment ink. Now on the red ornaments, it doesn't really look white, it looks pink because red is such a bleed through color. But on the Christmas tree and on the holly berries, it looks perfect. So now that I have it all stenciled, I'm going to get that postage stamp set and add a little postage mark, like, 50 cents or 7 cents or forever, plus a cancellation mark, or I don't know, all the things in the images. They've got airmail images and all kinds of things. So I'm just going to make sure that each one of the sections has a dollar amount and then some other little stamped sentiment inside. And now we're going to cut it apart. I'm using my Fiskars trimmer because I can lay that wire right in the center of those little circles, which gives it that stamp border, that kind of perforated stamp border, which I think is just a genius thing. Like Waffle Flower hit it out of the park. So speeding through it still, I am pulling out 6 pieces of pattern paper from this paper pad. It is Michael's Recollection brand from this year. Plus I pulled out 2 pages of the cut aparts, and I have 3 pieces of 110-pound white cardstock for my card bases. When I am mass producing, making more than 1 card at the same time, I do things in batches. So I did all of the stenciling first, I did all the stamping, I did all of the trimming, I did all of the cutting down of the layers. Like I've taken 1 piece of pattern paper and I'm cutting them all down to 4 by 5 1/4 to make the front of my card. And then I cut down all the cardstock, and now I'm scoring the fold lines in all of the card bases, and then I will fold them over and burnish that. So you can see I'm doing it all in pieces instead of fully assembling 1 card at a time, because that would take a lot more time. So now it's assembly time. On this first card, I did go through and jazz it up a little bit, just to show you that you can totally do that. So I've put down my background piece, and I want to use this Merry and Bright cut apart And I'm adding a little bit of silver and white ribbon to the center of that. Absolutely not necessary, but it's one way you can jazz up your pattern paper cards. And if you've been doing pattern paper crafting, scrapbooking, card making, whatever, you've probably got some ribbon in your room. Even if you are normally a sewer who just makes cards at Christmas time, you've probably got some twine or ribbon in your craft room. Also, I'm adding some stickles to the little postage stamp piece. I did that because the white was really fading into that red and I wanted to pull it back out. So I'm just adding some stickles to the parts of the ornaments that should have been lighter or white. But you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. It still looks pretty. And you know, you can add stickles, you can add buttons, you can add sequins, you can add twine, you can add ribbon and jazz up these cards, or you cannot. The rest of the cards I did not. So this is card number 2. I am simply taking this poinsettia pattern paper. I'm adding it to my card base. I'm selecting one of the stamps. You can see my arm there reaching across the screen because I've got everything set out in front of me on my craft table. And I'm just putting them together in ways that I think that they coordinate with each other. Like I like the poinsettia background with this door cut apart because the door is red. And I like this stamp because it also has a lot of red. But then I changed my mind and went opposite with the green because it was almost too much red. But the green stamp pulls the green out of the wreath on the door. You know what I mean? See what I'm getting at here? And it's okay to change your mind. This is just a tone-on-tone kind of argyle red. I love this black cut apart and then the red postage stamp for that. And you will also notice that most of my cards have the same layout. I have the cut apart in one corner and the postage stamp in another corner. There are only 2 cards, I think, that have a slightly different layout, and that's because of the orientation of the cut apart. So here we have a Christmas tree pattern paper, and this is one of the ones that has a slightly different orientation because it has that horizontal cut apart, and it just is a Merry Christmas sentiment banner. And I'm adding that with double-sided adhesive. I did get a comment a couple of videos ago about what I'm using for my adhesive. So this is the Scotch ATG. It's the Advanced Tape Glider. I don't think they make the pink one anymore. I mean, I've had mine for easily 11 years. Easily 11 years. Maybe 12. Maybe 12. In fact, I know it's 12 because I had it before I had my last kid. So at least 12 years. However, I digress. You can buy different versions of the same tape runner on Amazon. This one holds 1/4-inch tape, which is the most universal in my craft room, most utilized in my craft room. Anyway, we skipped a whole card talking about a double-sided adhesive. And now we're going to pop into this green plaid argyle background. We're using a green postage stamp and a white and green cut apart. You could also pop the postage stamp up on foam tape. You can put the cut apart up on foam tape. And that's it. That is all the cards. So we're going to have a little bit of a quick look here as we go through all 6 cards. Super easy. I think that this product suite from Waffle Flower Craft, there we go, was genius because you can make regular cards, Christmas cards, birthday cards, and a whole bunch at one time. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. I have a couple of other videos here I think you would love. I also have a subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. Leave me a comment down below. Have you started your Christmas cards yet? Give me a thumbs up and have a really great day.